look, I love Warwick Davis. He can do whatever he wants. I still love Willow. I will bring up that flag all the time. Like, what happened to that series, Disney? So if WB wants to bring him back to play this character again, I'm all about it because he did a great job the
Right on.
first time around. Let's let him do it again.
It's time to get nerdy. Welcome to Nerdy and Nice, everybody. I'm John, that's Lacey, and we're here to talk to you about all the cool things going on in movies, TV, and pop culture. We have trailer reactions. We got Chad Powers, a show that was built upon a skit by one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, the two-time defeater of Tom Brady, Eli Manning. We also have really cool news to get into. Obviously, we're going to touch on DC. That makes Lacey laugh every time we get into the top of the news. But Lacey, more importantly than that, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm excited to talk about the latest in pop culture. I know
Yeah.
we're going to be opening here with some Harry Potter stuff, which is interesting to me, based off of the conversation we had last week, which was Chris Columbus said, "What's the point of doing
Yeah.
this if you're going to do the exact same thing?" Which leads into this story. But also, I watched Thursday Murder Club, which Chris Columbus did, and we'll get into that in what you're watching later.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So, before we get into that latest Harry Potter news, thank you all for listening or watching. If whether you're someone from a TRB faithful who just came over or you just found Nerdy and Nice, just make sure you're following us at Nerdy and Nice Pod on social media and you're subscribed to the show on your favorite podcast app or watching on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Free to subscribe across all of those. But if you would like to support us further, we have a Patreon for the Resistance Broadcast and Nerdy and Nice under the TRB banner. Just go to patreon.com/TRB podcasts. And you'll see our tiers there. They start at just $5 per month. It helps our show. Everything we do with these podcasts is done by just the two of us. We don't have producers. We don't have anything like that. It's the two of us. What you see is what you get. And your support allows us to take the time to do that in the midst of our busy normal lives. And also to grow these shows. So if you are able to and you like what we do and you'd like to see us grow and you believe in what we do, head over to Patreon and join if you're able to. But if not, that's totally cool too, because we are here with you every week on the podcast. But just so you know, we've been doing these movie watch alongs on Patreon. We did Labyrinth, which was my first time seeing it. We
Love
did
that
Temple of
movie.
Doom, which was Lacey's first time seeing it, I
It
believe, right?
was.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
And now we're going to put up a poll for our next one. We're going to give you choices. We're each going to put a few in there and let you all decide what our next one is. And you join us. We watch it along. There's a chat. We have a good time. It's loosey-goosey fun, snacks, drinks, and watching a good movie. So we'll see what we do next. But that's just part of what we do on Patreon to get you an idea. So if you can join, that'd be awesome. Thank you all, however you support us. All right, Lacey. Yeah, the Harry Potter news. So on the heels of what Chris Columbus said, as you just alluded to, there is more redundancy happening. Though I don't mind it because I do like this actor.
Same.
Warwick Davis returning as Professor Phileas Flitwick in HBO's new Harry Potter reboot series. Lacey, what? I know you said you're going to watch this. Would you prefer a total departure? Like, it seems like their main cast is obviously being redone. You have to with the
Yeah.
kids, but also some of the adult actors either passed on or they just want to move on to a new direction. But what do you think about the potential sprinkling in or return of some people? Like, where are you at with this news when you saw it?
I don't know. I think the weird thing is that not only are they doing similar costumes and production, they're filming it in the same locations that they filmed the movies. Are they making new music? Like, do you just stick with the John Williams stuff? I don't know. John Williams is so classic now. I don't know if you would do a new version of the music.
Good point. I didn't even
But
think about the music.
I mean, I think my bigger issue with it, which I'm assuming a lot of people like Chris Columbus is gonna say, is that it seems like it's been too soon. Like, I feel like these movies didn't come out that long ago. Now, of course, they came out in the 2000s, so that might be dating myself a little bit, but it just seems like really, really soon,
Yeah.
that they would then bring the same people back, make it look exactly the same, when you could just celebrate the movies that are already there. And it feels like they diverted to this new series that didn't do as well, and they were like, "You know what? Scratch that. Let's go back to, like, the main moneymaker. Let's see
Yeah.
what we can do
Yeah.
with this." Because I'm sure it's a generational thing too that, um, our age group, especially my age group, was very much into Harry Potter. Were you into Harry Potter or not
Are
really?
we in separate age groups now? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I feel like no, hold on, pump the brakes. I feel like there is a good enough amount of years between us in school age, not in real age, like adult age, in school years that, when I'm in 4th grade and you're in middle school, high school, that's a different mindset. So I grew up with these books. I didn't know if you also grew up with them in the sense that I did, where I was there, like actively reading, I'm obsessed with them, all about it, midnight premieres for the books, that kind of thing.
No, I was too old for that.
Thank you. So I'm
Nice
saying
save though. Way to save it.
I didn't. So I'm saying that for someone like me that was in it and lived it, it just feels a little too soon, and it feels like this is a money grab. I might be totally wrong. It might be wonderful and done it's gonna tell stories that or moments and details that we didn't get in the movies because the books are so significantly longer.
Mhm.
Um, but look, I love Warwick Davis. He can do whatever he wants. I still love Willow. I will bring up that flag all the time, like, "What happened to that series, Disney?" So if WB wants to bring him back to play this character again, I'm all about it because he did a great job the
Right on.
first time around. Let's let him do it again.
Yeah, I agree. I have no problem with Warwick being in the mix. He's a legacy fantasy actor who's
He
been
is.
around for so long that when he's around, you feel like there is some of that, nostalgia, and also just he's a staple in these types of things. So
Yeah.
I was happy to see that news. While I also at the same time agree with what Chris Columbus said a little bit. So there's nuance to this stuff. Anyway, it is time to get into the meat of the show, and we kick things off with trailer time.
Oh God, I love that movie.
Been a while since we talked about this young chap, but Glenn Powell is back at the top of the list on Nerdy and Nice, and for good reason, as Hulu, which will, I guess, be available on Hulu through Disney Plus as well. Chad Powers debuts on September 30th. Series stars Glenn Powell and Steve Zahn, another favorite of mine, underrated
He's
comedic
funny.
actor.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fun.
And this show, as I alluded to at the top, is spun off an idea of a skit that Eli Manning did where he dressed up as he put like face makeup on and pretended to be a walk-on on a college team, and then he started
Not
throwing
college,
Eli
NFL.
Manning. Oh, was it NFL?
He tried to walk on to, like, the Jets or something it was. It was like,
Was it? I
an
didn't know.
NFL team or the Giants, maybe it was the Giants.
It
And he
definitely was
tried
not the Giants.
then it was maybe the Jets. He tried to walk on to some team, and he was like, "I'm Chad Powers," and he wore this big ridiculous nose, and he was
Yeah.
throwing these crazy spirals, and the coaches were like, "Where'd this guy come from?" He tried to walk on an NFL team.
No, it was
Um,
college. It was the
it was
Penn
college?
State Nittany Lions. Yeah.
Oh, it was Penn State. I thought it was NFL.
Yeah. So he was trying to try out for the college team, and Eli looked ridiculous, and Glenn
But the
Powell looks
coaches fell
ridiculous too.
for it. They were like
Yeah, they did.
and it was the same thing, it was the nose and everything. They were like
Yeah,
I
it
remember the
was.
coaches, like, they were filming them and they had the clipboards and they were like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Like, what
He's throwing
it
like
was
50-yard
remember that.
bullets.
It was so funny
Yeah.
when it happened. I think I was working at a college when it happened. Um, and it was, like, such big news that he did it, but the reveal where he pulls, like, the nose off and people just, like, lost it.
Yeah.
And he was correcting some of the players too. He was like, "Maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that," and the players were like, "What? Who
Yeah.
is this
Dude,
guy?"
what are you talking about? Yeah. So yeah, now they got the show coming out. The trailer is out. We have watched the trailer. Lacey, did you have interest in this before seeing the trailer? I know you're a Glenn Powell fan, obviously.
Yeah.
But beyond that, what'd you make of the trailer, and do you think you'll watch it?
Well, as the big football fan that I am, and the
Huge,
top of our TRB fantasy football league,
right?
ranked number 1 currently, this show is clearly right up my alley as a football knowledgeable person and big
Right.
time fan. Um, I didn't know what
Yes.
other words to say. Um, I love Glenn Powell. I think he's hilarious. I think he shines in like comedic moments. So this is like right up his alley. I also think we're getting into the fall of Glenn Powell as Running Man's coming out and all these other things with Glenn Powell are in the works. Um, I was not interested in the show, to be honest. I know he was in it. I knew it was supposed to be like a sports show, but I didn't know if it was meant to be like seriously funny. And this trailer made me laugh out loud. Honestly, not because of
Nice.
Glenn Powell, but because of Steve Zahn.
Yeah.
Steve got me with these, like, little, like, "Hey, hygiene's important, like, you should" he was like, "You can go in the shower, I'm sorry, you should go in too." He's like, "I don't need" "What? I don't wanna go in there." Like, um, it just looks like a really fun, inspirational sports show that's gonna have its moments that really, like, beat you up a little bit, but then they raise you up at the end, and everybody has a good time, and it's like everybody do one big in the middle team moment.
Yeah.
Uh, I wanna watch this. I don't have Hulu, but I wanna watch it.
Nice. I am with you. So it's 6 episodes. I imagine with Glenn Powell's schedule and stuff that it's gonna be a one and done thing. Because
Yeah.
also, how long can he pull off the scheme? Like, how can you tell the full story through one season and have it not be revealed by the end? So I'm
I think it's
assuming
a
this is,
mini series.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's produced by co-produced, I assume, Eli and Peyton Manning, which is cool. 'Cause I love
Eli's
Eli.
in it.
Yeah, Eli is in it. Yeah. And yeah, I think Glenn Powell is maybe even I would say underrated with his comedic timing because I think a lot of people see him as action star, Glenn Powell. But he's done all sorts of movies and he's very good at it. And yeah, Steve Zahn for me is a very underrated player. I've been laughing at that guy's movies since the mid '90s. So even like a kind of a rough movie like Saving Silverman, he's absolutely hilarious in that movie. But I like the trailer too. It reminds me of those movies like Juwanna Man and She's the Man, and where people dress up as either the other sex or they put
Yeah.
disguises
She's
on.
the Man is so
Um,
good.
yeah, and this concept I know works because of that Eli Manning skit. Like we saw it work if it worked in real life, then the suspension of disbelief is not needed because they're replicating the exact same experience here
But
where
I love the
he
Doubtfire call out.
yes, and they showed the actual image on the back lot. That was really really cool. He's like, I'm gonna pull Mrs. Doubtfire. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I will also be watching it, so I'm looking forward to it. September 30th, Hulu, Chad Powers, Glenn Powell, Steve Zahn, the Mannings. I'm
It's
in.
funny his name is Chad because he also Glenn Powell played Chad in Scream Queens from Ryan
Oh,
Murphy back in the day. He plays this, like, frat boy, and if, by the way, you wanna watch a hilarious, ridiculous show, that is it. It's a horror-esque show that came out after kind of the popularity of American Horror Story, but it's a comedy, and it's about the sorority that has, like, Ariana Grande in it, and it's run by Emma Roberts, and she plays Chanel number 1 and, Chanel number 2, Chanel number 3. What's her name? Billie Lourd's in it. She's hilarious. She has the earmuffs, um,
oh,
that everybody
nice.
always kind of posts on social media, but he plays, like, Chanel's boyfriend, Chad, who's, like, this, like, frat boy, ridiculous, rich lacrosse player type, and he's so funny. He's so funny.
Is
So
he
if you
like
have
the
time.
jerk in the show?
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
okay.
like,
Yeah.
he's a jerk, but at the same time, you're like, "Oh, he's just really dumb." Like, he's a
Oh, okay.
scumbag, but, like, he's stupid.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. So I look forward to watching it. I'm not sure how long the episodes are. I assume probably like 45 minutes or something like that. But yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah.
Um, Next up, we have Wuthering Heights, another iteration of this classic novel, and this one stars Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi, and it comes out literally on Valentine's Day. Lacey, I'll just start because I have a feeling you have more thoughts than I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So I will say I don't really know this story very well. I've always heard it, and I lump a lot of these British romance things into one pot. I'm like,
Oh no.
Pride and Prejudice, Wuthering Heights, it's all, Bridgerton, it's all the same crap to me. But I watched the trailer. I didn't really connect with it, but I will say the use of color was very vibrant. Like the reds and the blues stuck out to me, and it looks like a really well made visual movie. But beyond that, um, I don't think this would be. I don't think this is really on Kathleen's radar either. So I definitely won't be going to the theaters on a Valentine's Day date night for this sort of thing. And I can't see myself sitting at home and being like, you know what? I'm gonna fire up the new Wuthering Heights. So I'm not dialed in on this. It's probably not necessarily meant for me, but I will hand the baton to you, who does love these types of movies, shows, books, and hear what you have to say.
Uh All right, guys. Let me start by saying that John is correct. It is a very beautiful movie. It looks great. Someone on social media said, "This movie looks like someone that was born to direct and film music videos and somehow fell into movies." And
Like
I would
November
agree.
Rain.
Sure. I feel like it's done by Emerald Fennell, who's our age director. She's like the millennial director, supposedly. She is the person that's responsible for Jacob's bathtub scene that came out last year or the year before that went very viral, where he did some naughty things in a bathtub, and then Barry Keegan, whatever that guy was that was dating Sabrina Carpenter, goes in and he like licks the bath water. Like that's the movie that Saltburn, that she's responsible for.
Oh, okay.
So, coming off of that, she's doing this. This movie is based on a classic gothic romantic drama story from Emily Bronte, who's probably, and I hate to be that old person right now, rolling in her grave at this trailer because they've taken her classic thing that's about like class structure, racism, toxic relationships, all this stuff, and seemingly made it 50 Shades of Grey with Margot Robbie, who's too old to play the part that is in this movie. She's also blonde, and the main character is not blonde.
How old is the
My
character supposed to be?
In her 20s, teens or
Hmm.
20s. And then the other character who's played by Jacob, supposedly, from my understanding, because again, I'm going to be honest, I haven't read it. It's on my bookshelf to read. I've just never read it. Is supposed to be a person of color, and he's not. So that's another theme in the book that's like this conflicting, hey, I can't be with you because you're poor, but you're also, not white, that kind of thing. Is my understanding with the themes of the book. But this trailer is just so ridiculously 50 Shades of Grey. Like you said, Bridgerton, the opening with Margot Robbie while she's watching the person knead the dough, she's thinking about him like tightening her corset. It's just so unnecessarily over the top. And I did laugh that someone shared a TikTok in the comments of this trailer, which there's this trend on social media where men, attractive men, bake and they like make bread or like different types of cooking things, but they like over sexualize it. So like the guy's kneading the dough and like doing inappropriate things with the dough, like slapping it, but then ends up making donuts or cupcakes or something. And he's like, tasty. Like that's a thing that's been online probably since COVID, I would say. Like when people really got into baking bread, it like people capitalized on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
Do
it
I need to
became a thing.
start getting sensual when I make bread?
Do you make bread?
I'm about to start. Yeah.
Anyway, So they started the whole trailer with that, and to me, I was like, "This is too on the nose. Like, this is too much," especially because if you've seen those videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there are just a lot of things in this trailer that, from my understanding, don't happen in the book. Like someone's wearing like a horse, like bridal piece in a sexual way. That's not, and she's like, one girl's wearing a leash, like a chain leash. And it just like got so over sexualized that it loses what it actually is. And the commentary that I see is like, if you wanted to make a movie like this, like you do you. 50 Shades killed it at the box office, made like ridiculous amounts of money. The book made it a ridiculous amounts of money. It was originally a Twilight fanfic. People like that stuff. You can totally make that. But I don't know why you took this classic story from like that they teach in college and like English literature, all this other stuff, and then make it this. It just seems like you're not respecting what
Mm.
the story is. You're like taking it and kind of making it what it's not. On top of the soundtrack is done by Charlie XCX. Like you're gonna have a movie like this and have the soundtrack be the girl that sings with auto tune and wears her underwear out on stage and is like, "Let's get high on cocaine." Like that's the
Right.
girl
Boom
that
clap.
you're making
Clap those cheeks, Margot.
that you're picking for this movie. Like to me, it doesn't say romantic uh romantic movie for two on date night. This to me says like, hey, are you single? Are you feeling a little lonely? Like come on to the theater
Mm.
and let's
Yeah.
see, let's enjoy a nice crisply shot film of Jacob sweaty with no shirt on. I do appreciate though that they seemingly have pushed really far into like the Harlequin romance type
Mm.
theme with the text. The font in the trailer is very Harlequin romance. And then they released a poster for the film of Jacob kind of looking over Margot Robbie, very Gone with the Wind poster style. So
Oh
I
yeah.
do appreciate that they're saying, hey, this is what this movie is. You know what you're getting when you get here.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why did you make it this when you could have just made it any movie, a period drama, period? That's what they did with Bridgerton. Like, you don't have to make it an actual Pride and Prejudice. You could just make it some type of crazy movie that happened in that period of time with the corsets and everything. um, we'll see.
Mm.
I'd probably watch it on streaming. I'm not paying to go see this in a movie theater.
Yeah, there's been a ton, like 20 different between film and TV, like 20 different adaptations of this book, which I guess was published in the mid 1800s.
1861,
47.
47.
I looked it up, so I cheated.
Oh,
But like we're talking like pre-Civil War. That's
yeah.
and they've done a lot of versions of this. The last one was in 2011, starring Kaya Scodelario and James Housen. So I'll assume both those careers were cratered at that point in time. But there was a TV serial version with Tom Hardy back in 2009. So maybe there's a version here, Lacey, that you would like, but it sounds like
Sure.
this one is not it. But
It is not. I think they're going for I had to laugh because there's so many references in this trailer, including the music and then like the kneading dough thing that just screams internet.
yeah.
That someone said like this is the matcha Dubai chocolate labubu of
Mm.
gothic literature. Like they just took every fad that's really hot right now and got some hot people and we're like, we're gonna be edgy with this. And it's like, but do you need like what's the story though? Like what are you
Yeah, they
telling?
yeah, they like
Um
twilighting Wuthering
Yeah,
Heights or something. Yeah.
I heard someone recently that I work with talking about movies and what draws them to movies, and it really stuck with me, which was like, at the end of the day, what's the message you're sending your viewer home with? Like,
Mhm.
what are you saying in your films? They can look nice like this one, but what are you really telling people? Because I don't think you're telling them anything except
Yeah.
boobs.
Well, yeah. Well, what is Marvel telling us with this next trailer, which came out of nowhere for me? I didn't know this was coming. Marvel
Mhm.
Zombies, September 24th on Disney Plus, animated series. Is it a series or movie? I didn't even
I believe it's a
confirm.
series.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it has a lot of the actors from the MCU reprising their roles. It's a wild one. If what would happen if the Avengers turned into zombies after they died? And it looks like the Thunderbolts crew, that family, are seemingly the only still humans.
And
Uh,
Shang-Chi, it seems like.
oh yeah, Shang-Chi. That part was really cool. But so let's talk about it quickly because we do have a lot of show to get to. Lacey, what were your thoughts on Marvel Zombies? This trailer.
So it's TVMA. They make that clear up front.
Oh yeah,
It's
very violent.
very creepy animation. I am not a fan of this. I don't
Mm,
like this idea. I know there's probably people that think it's amazing. I just think it's not needed. And I thought that this trailer was extremely too long and the music was so loud. They use like
mm.
metal core, like bah! Music, and it was just too much with the visuals and everything that was happening on screen and all the gore and the blood, and it was just too much. I'm gonna
Okay.
say no, thank you, Marvel.
I think this looks like visually it looks really good. It has like an anime tinge to it.
It does.
Very violent, very bloody. It's interesting. It's a cool. I feel like it's like how Star Wars is doing the Lego stuff, which is
Mm,
making kiddier versions of their stuff. Marvel's like, all right, well, we're gonna try the other end of the spectrum, and we're gonna do like gore, horror, zombie, rated R type stuff.
yeah.
Um, I was impressed that they got so many of the actors to do it. I don't know if that was part of their contract they got them to sign when they came back for the new Avengers movies.
Oh,
But like
maybe.
Paul Rudd's in this. You
Mhm.
mentioned Simu Liu and Aquafina are back, and it's sad because I don't know if the Shang-Chi sequel is ever going to happen, and that's one of my favorite MCU movies. So if this is what I get to get them back, so be it. I'm
It
gonna
was
check
very
this out.
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out at least. I mean, it's coming out on Disney Plus. I could pop it on whenever. I don't know if I'll check it opening night, but and I'm not the hugest Marvel fan, but this seems like such a big swing, especially for Marvel, who's I think lost a lot of confidence from its audience lately. To
Totally.
do something this abstract, I think is pretty cool and kind of like punk rock. So I'm gonna check it out. We'll see how I think about it. I don't not guaranteeing I'm gonna stay through the go the distance on this, but I'll at least give it a shot because it
I'll
looks
watch
really
one
cool.
episode.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and I'm impressed that they got so many of the cast actual live action people to do the voices, like Florence Pugh, um, Hopper from Stranger Things. Yeah, I'm starting to forget names now. All right. Let us. I think we're done with trailers now. So now it's time to
Yeah.
get into the meat and potatoes. What is happening?
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
So, like John said at the top, it wouldn't be an episode of Nerdy and Nice without a reference to the DCU, Superman,
Yes.
or James Gunn. But this is actually big news. We're not just talking about box office, we're not talking about hypotheticals. Superman sequel titled Man of Tomorrow, set for July 2027, which is insane because 2027, I was going over this off air, is stacked with stuff from Shrek to Star Wars to Marvel to now Superman's joining the group. I believe also that Hobbit-esque film is also on slate for 2027, the Gollum one,
Yeah.
Hunt for Gollum. Man, nerds are going to be eaten in
Yeah.
2027. Um, John, what are your reactions? I still have not watched it yet. Have not watched
Superman.
Superman. Yeah, I
I'm.
haven't.
I think you're really gonna like it. I
Is there a
really
lot of
do.
romance?
You will like it. You will
Okay.
like it.
I'll try to watch it this weekend. How about that?
Lot of heart.
Nice.
But yeah, Man of Tomorrow. I don't know if they're gonna do how close they're gonna borrow from the Superman Man of Tomorrow comic series, but I love this. Are you kidding me? Like when Man of Steel came out, I was like, oh man, I can't wait for the sequel. They end Man of Steel with him starting to work at Daily Planet. He literally rips his shirt and has the S, and then the movie ends. And then they're like, you know what? We got to catch up to Marvel. we got to really get going on this Justice League stuff. So we're putting Superman, his next movie is going to be right with Batman, and Wonder Woman's going to be there, and all
Yeah.
stuff. And then we never got a Man of Steel sequel. And Man of Steel is easily my favorite DCEU movie. It was my favorite Superman movie until this Superman. And now that James Gunn is just like, he's not like, he doesn't mince words. He doesn't try to be cryptic or hide things from his audience
Doesn't.
or get too cute with things. He's like, Superman just came out on digital. Its theater run just ended. It's still going, I think. I think it's still in the top 10, but it's winding down, of course. You know what? Superman 2, 2 years. This is what it's called. Here's a shot of what we're looking for. We have Lex Luthor in his wartime suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love this. I'm so excited about it because I wasn't sure because he had alluded to, you'll see Superman popping up and things. I'm like, oh no, here we go again.
He said there was it because someone asked, when is the Superman sequel? And he said, which one? Remember, he said, like, oh, it depends what you mean by
Was that what it
Superman
was?
sequel.
Okay, yeah.
And so everybody thought when Supergirl was announced, oh, that must have been the super sequel. But he was actually being honest then, too, because he was like, no, which one? Supergirl or Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So this will probably start filming either at the end of this year or early next year. I'm super excited about that. Probably bringing a lot of the core cast back as well. What other cameos are we going to get? What will Supergirl tell us that may feed into this? So I am so excited. I'm very happy for David Cornsweet, James Gunn. DC is finally correct. It's finally operating the way it needs to, and that's all. It starts with James Gunn, and it goes down the line with everyone else involved. So I am absolutely pumped about this. I love that they're not just jettisoning Lex Luthor for another villain the way movies do, like the Burton Batman movies did that, where they're like, all right, the Joker's gone, now we got to move to Catwoman. Oh, now we're going to move to the Riddler. They're like, nope, Lex left off in a way where you got to get him back in the mix somehow. I'm not going to give spoilers for Lacey on what happens, but I am very, very excited for this. I cannot wait for 2027, especially for Starfighter, of course, with Star Wars, and Superman, Man of Tomorrow. So excited.
Are you also excited for the DCU's Clayface, which is currently filming and will arrive in theaters on 9/11/26? Interesting choice of date there.
25th anniversary.
I know, like that's an interesting choice. It was pitched by Mike Flanagan, who co-wrote it, and then the budget is reportedly only $40 million, but it stars Tom Reese, Harries, and Naomi Ackie, our girl from Star Wars.
Yeah.
She was also in the Thursday Murder Club, which I watched. But yeah, so that is currently, man, I can't help but be like, as a true Marvel person for many, many years, be like, man, DCU's like really kicking their butt right now. Like there just seems to be more excitement and engagement and just like overall vibes over at DCU right now compared to Marvel. I think Fantastic Four made a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but it didn't do as well as they had hoped it would. I don't think it had the impact, not just monetarily, but like online. It didn't have the impact that I think they wanted. It just seemed like Superman was just killing it with photo shoots, with interviews, on podcasts, doing press stuff. Like I saw Superman all the time. And look, I get it. It's probably in my algorithm more than other things. But I felt like no matter where I went, I saw Superman. And I did not see that for Fantastic Four. And I remember weeks ago when we were talking about Fantastic Four on this podcast, I said I didn't think Fantastic Four was going to do that well because I just wasn't as interested as something like a Superman. And even though I haven't seen it yet, I'm still constantly talking about Superman because James Gunn is so out in front of his projects, in front of his cast. He gave behind the scenes clips, which I find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He's just letting fans be a part of the whole process, which Marvel is not. They're being so secretive. They're having people sit there for 10 hours looking at chairs. Meanwhile, James Gunn is releasing actual footage of him sitting in the chair behind the camera crying because his film is so good. So I just think that MCU is just the best thing that they've done recently is that Spider-Man thing that they did where they had the shoots on the
Yes.
street.
Yeah.
But again, I think the only reason they released that footage of Tom from the Marvel accounts is because so many fans got photos and footage on their own that they wanted to be a part of the conversation and not let it be driven by the fans. Whereas James Gunn is out in front of this stuff. He's the one giving the information. So people are now locked into everything he says and does, that here we are every week talking about it because he knows what's being said. He knows how to drive the conversation and keep people engaged, even if he has nothing coming out. Way better than anybody else. Like, he's a mastermind. Really, seriously.
Yeah, he has conviction, he has a plan, he knows what he wants to do, but he's also open-minded. Like he's said multiple times, he's like, yes, this is one DCU, but not every movie is going to have the same feel, and this is the perfect first example of that. You go from Superman, bright, vibrant colors, positive, hope, love, compassion, humanity, all of that, into this body horror movie in a sense, where this actor is going to be disfigured, so he turns to this scientist and she messes up his body and he turns into clay and he becomes this tragic sort of figure. I have a feeling this movie is going to probably be more like have you ever seen The Fly with Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, I was going to say, so The Fly.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be like this tragic tale and he's going to become sort of like a villain. It'll probably feel similar from, like, at least I say recent, but in the 2000s, how they did Thomas Hayden Church's Sandman in Spider-Man 3, which was a bad movie, but you felt for that guy. I think that's kind of what this is going to be like. Like, Clayface is a villain for Batman. There's a huge, awesome arc in the original Batman the Animated Series from the 90s that really, like, elevated Clayface as a character. I think they may borrow from that. I don't know if they're going to go the full villain route or like I know deep down I'm good and have one of those types of moments, but I'm curious to see what this means, and not necessarily just for this movie, but Batman. Like, we're getting like, if you said James Gunn starting a new DCU, kicking things off with Superman, people would be like, "Oh, all right, what's next?" They're like, "Supergirl." All right, cool. Where's Batman? Well, we're going to do Clayface first. People be like, "What? What do you mean?" So it definitely, like, catches you off guard, but I think that's kind of cool because maybe
He's respecting Matt Reeves, I think, honestly.
Yeah, that could be. I wonder if, like, this movie gives us a glimpse of what that Gotham is going to look like now for when Batman arrives. Maybe it sets the tone. We maybe some cameos from other villains, and I love the fact that DCU is going the fantastical comic book route. You know, superheroes, super villains, unrealistic, totally mythical, fantastical, and crazy. I loved what Nolan did with Batman and stuff to say, like, what would happen if Batman actually existed in the real world? It's like, okay, that was cool, it's grounded, I get it, but I like that we have Clayface, and we may have Killer Croc. Like, there's a lot of cool things that they can do when they allow us to experience this as we would a comic book. So I think this is really cool. It's gonna be like a horror movie. The $40 million budget thing blew me away. Like, so I don't think they're planning for this movie to crush at the box office, but they're smart in that, knowing that in advance they're not going to make a $200 million Clayface movie. If you do a $40 million Clayface movie and it makes $200 million, you got a winner. So
yeah, also
I
horror-esque movies have been killing it. I mean, Weapons went on, the recent horror
I gotta
movies,
see that. Yes,
it went on to make like $200 million last time I checked, and it was its budget was $40 million.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just banking.
I wonder if,
I wish,
like,
it the best.
James Gunn maybe is savvy enough to, maybe he knocked on some horror doors and said, like, "Hey, where are you guys budgeting these days? Like, what, you know, we're looking to do Clayface as a horror movie for DC." Like, it's possible he had those conversations. I'm sure he's been around long enough where he knows people in that side of the industry. But I'm excited for this because, you know, Clayface is not a household DC, let alone Batman villain name.
I've never heard of him.
The list.
I'm gonna be honest.
If you watch the animated series, I think those are the people who probably know it the best. But yeah, I think this is really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, speaking of things that are out of the ordinary, this is definitely something new, which would be that Toy Story 5 at D23, Destination D23, which is weird. Do they not call it D23 Expo anymore? It's Destination D23.
Was it like a different version or the alternating years where it's like
Oh,
the real
maybe.
D23 and then this one?
Which we were expecting, by the way, for Star Wars news or something else to come out of it. And honestly, not that much came out of it. It was a couple ride things, a couple announcements of what's coming next with Gato and Coco 2.
Yeah.
And they announced this movie called Hexed, which is like a kid realizes they have powers and go to a special world and like realize they have magical tendencies, which AKA is Halloween Town. You did that, Disney? It is. So I'm interested to see what that is because right off the bat, I'm like, so Halloween Town 2, Halloween Town 3. What are we doing? But going back to their main IP for animation, Toy Story 5 is under development in production. It's on its way to come out soon. And they released the first images for the tablet of the villain of the film, which is a kid's tablet. Which everybody knows screen time is the big villain of Toy Story. Screen time with kids. This one's called Lily Pad. It's a frog, rumored to be voiced by Anna Faris, which I love. I adore her. Anna Faris is the best. And then also Smarty Pants, which is a potty training toy voiced by Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
The Conan, which is hilarious because I love Conan. What are your thoughts on these two characters? I'm not surprised that they're going this route. You know, when the first Toy Story came out, what was that, 96?
95, yeah.
95, 96. It's just different toys then. We're in a different world, 25 years later. We're coming up on, hey, kids have tablets now. Kids have phones now. Kids have lost, are they losing that connection with toys like they used to have in the 90s? But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I love all 4 Toy Story movies, so I have to go into this expecting that I'm going to love this. So I start there. I am a big Conan O'Brien fan, so I love that he's getting in the mix. I also do like Anna Faris. I agree with you that it's very smart that they probably thought like, well, what can we do now with a 5th one that we haven't done? And someone's probably like, tablets. Kids aren't playing with their toys anymore. And it's like perfect. It doesn't feel forced. It's very topical. It may even let us think. It may even let kids change their minds a little bit. I hope that's a goal when they made this movie, is to like remind kids of the fun they can have playing with toys. So that's where I'm going in. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. By the time this comes out, Daisy will be 5. So they'll probably want to go see this in the theaters. And I hope they get that message because my son is, especially at school age, he's in 2nd grade. All those kids are playing Roblox, all these things. And I'm doing my best to keep him away from it without isolating him from how things are these days.
Yeah, it's hard because you want your kid to fit in. You want them to be in with the crowd, but at the same time, you want to protect them. I get it.
Exactly. So it's really like stressful and challenging. So that was my first thing that I thought of. And maybe that's selfish because I'm thinking about, my kids and stuff. But from the grand picture of it as a fan, very excited because you're getting Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and all the classic players are going to be back who are still with us. Still sad to me that Jim Varney's dead because I thought he was so good. But I'm into it. I think this is really good. I can't wait to go see it. I like I said, I expect to take my kids to go see this thing, and the images of the characters look great. And
They're adorable.
I'm sure a lot of people did this when you looked at the image. You listen to Conan O'Brien's voice in your head, and you're like, okay, I can see what they're going to do with this. And if it's true that I think the Conan one is confirmed. The Anna Faris one, I think, might be rumored.
I said it was rumored, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love her as a villain, too, because she always plays like the sweetheart role that I can see her being a really good villain.
I want Anna Faris from Just Friends to roll up as the tablet in this movie.
I love that movie so much,
It's pretty good.
specifically because of her. She is the
Yeah.
reason I like.
She's really good.
We talked about, oh my God, we talked about a couple weeks ago. What quotes do we say all the time? Ashton, Ashton. I say that all the time to the point that I
Am I
remember
being
you were
punked? That's good.
forgiveness.
Oh God.
Oh my God. I love that movie and I quote her all the time. That's one of the ones I quote. But yeah, I think this looks great. I got to get caught up on Toy Story. I think the last one I saw was 3. Is that the barn one? No,
3 is the one
3 is
where
the garbage one.
3 is the one where Andy gives the toys away and everybody cries every time they
I
watch it. Yeah.
sobbed in the theater with children, with sobbing. I
Yeah.
remember I was with a boyfriend at the time and he was like, "Can you please stop crying? You're embarrassing me." And
I still get sad.
I couldn't stop crying. I was in the car crying. I walked out crying, or I was in the theater crying, walked out crying, in the car crying, eating popcorn while crying. Just, and I think that's when my heart was like, "Please stop watching these."
I know. And you know what's kind of crazy? I think Toy Story came out when I was like 12 and I was sort of phasing out of playing with toys and stuff. And
Yeah.
but like, you know, my brother was like 5 or 6 when it came out and now he has 2 kids. So he saw Toy Story as a little kid. And now he can take his kids to go see this one, which has this message, which is I just think this is, you know, a lot of people said they should have stopped after 3 because of how it ended so perfectly, but it was sad, but it like had completion and closure to it.
And it was
But then
hopeful.
4
Yeah.
was still really good. So I'm not saying, I get the business side of it. And Bob Iger did say, like, we're going to make a lot of sequels to these things people like. And you know what? That's what Disney does. They know what people like and they give it to them. Whatever. So I just think, though, this story really could be important. It's not just let's figure out how to do Toy Story 5. It's let's do Toy Story 5 and maybe make an impact here. So I'm all about it.
Yeah, I got to get caught up. So I have till June 2026 to get caught up.
To watch one Toy Story movie, I think you could do it.
Well, I want to watch it with my kids. I'm saying
Yeah,
to
so
take them to the movie theater.
Oh, no, but I mean, for you to get caught up, do you have to get your kids caught up then? Has Daisy watched any Toy Story movies?
So I started last year. I think I put Toy Story on because she was pointing at it on the Disney app. And the first one's rough. Like, let's be honest. The animation's a little rough.
Oh, I love it. I don't care.
I love it too, but compared to what you see now, it's a little rough. So, she didn't know what to make of it, and she was very much like, "No, I don't like this. No, 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 no." So I'm hoping that maybe like this year at some point we can watch it. But yeah, I remember when the movies came out, they were such a big hit that I wanted a Woody doll so bad, and they were sold out everywhere. You couldn't get them anywhere. The only ones you could get everywhere were Buzz Lightyear. So I got the Buzz Lightyear with the
irony.
buttons and the yeah. So you couldn't get a Woody anywhere. I still remember I wanted there's a snake in my boot. I wanted that so bad. Anyway, speaking of spinoffs or follow-ups, etc. The paper. Yes, what?
Wait. Did you ever see that clip of Tom Hanks talking about his brother does all those voices for him?
No, what?
So he was on that Graham Norton show, and Graham Norton pulled out a Woody doll and pulled the string, and Graham Norton's like, "Is that you?" And he's like, "That's my brother Jim." So Jim Hanks does all the Woody stuff for like the video games and the toys.
Why? Because Tom doesn't want to do it?
Well, it's probably that, but also like he probably gets paid good money. Like no one talks, like Jim Hanks isn't starring in Forrest Gump. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying he probably passed along his brother. He's like, "Hey, do this."
That's exactly what he did. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Anyway, move on.
Interesting story. But yeah, as I was saying, the paper, The Office spinoff, released a clip of the upcoming show, which is currently out now, which I definitely want to check out. I've said from the trailer with Oscar showing up, I wanted to check it out. The clip that we watched, it's on YouTube for everybody to see it. It talks about kind of Office-esque style. Hey, they're faking this meeting so that the corporate people don't tell that they're not getting anything done. It was very wholesome and cute, and I think with all the dark stuff on TV now, sometimes you do need a little cute, fun moment. The Office was always my turn on comfort watch, and once it left Netflix, I was like, "Ugh, what do I watch
Oh,
now?" And
brutal. That was a dark day.
I haven't ever really found anything else since. I mean, sometimes I'll turn on Emily in Paris when I just want something on for, like, laundry and whatnot, but, like, The Office was just so perfect. Like, the dinner party was my favorite episode, I think. One of my
Oh,
favorite
that is a good
episodes.
one. Yeah.
With the TV where he's like, "I just," and then it's away. It's away. So good. There's so many parts of that episode so good.
Yeah.
I just come up here and smell all my candles.
Michael Scott.
The best part
James
though,
Bonfire.
the thing that makes me laugh so hard about that episode is the babe stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I've said this to you, I can never let it go when I hear couples call themselves babe. And, like, I have some friends that do it to each other, and I just, like, can't help it. Like, I start kinda giggling to myself because, like, it's, "Okay, babe. Okay,
We do
babe."
we do it.
I know you do it because there was one night we were preparing to podcast, and you forgot to mute, and I heard, "Babe," and you go, "Yep, babe." And I was like, "Oh my god,
Oh,
they're a
no.
babe couple. They're a
Sorry.
babe couple." No,
Yeah.
I was just laughing. It's just funny to me. But I look forward to this. I'll let you guys know what I think.
Yeah. So it debuted this past Thursday. I am definitely interested in this too. I don't have Peacock, so I'll try to figure out my way around that. But I like Donald Gleason, I think he's
Me
really
too.
good. I like the fact that they're not trying to do what they did to Andy in seasons 8 and 9 of The Office, which was try to make him Michael. Like, if
It
this
was
guy
bad.
rolled up and he was like a total like hapless doofus, insecure, just like Michael Scott, I would not even watch it. But the fact that this guy is coming from a completely different personality and perspective, where he is capable and
He's
smart,
earnest, yeah.
but he's earnest out of the gate, which took Michael a few seasons to get there. I like that. I also don't mind that Oscar is maybe the tie-in. That's fine with me too. But I think what I loved most was the commentary on the C-suite or executives being so aloof and not really dialed in that they just watch from a distance and just see what they think is good and say like, oh, he's doing a great job, instead of
Yeah,
like actually paying attention to what the people are doing. I
which
thought that was great.
is definitely true,
Yeah.
for being honest with
Oh,
ourselves.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
Um,
I'm
yeah.
in. I'm gonna check this out for sure, and I hope it's good. And if it's good, I hope it does well.
They've already
But
renewed
yeah,
it for
no.
a season 2.
Well, there we go. All right.
Yeah, sometimes I think that, Netflix has the season 2 rule where they always let shows at least go to a season 2 so that people don't know that they're not doing well, but yeah, the, Peacock network, NBC, has already renewed this, so we'll see how it goes.
Very good.
Last for what's happening is something that I've seen a lot about online, which is The Long Walk is being called one of the greatest Stephen King film adaptations ever, receiving overwhelming positive reviews, and it hits theaters on 9/12. They're doing a crazy marketing ploy with Lionsgate where they're having The Long Walk in a movie theater where everyone will have to walk on a treadmill faster than 3 miles per hour for the whole movie. And if they stop, they escort you out of the like, that's it, you're done watching. It's clever, it's funny, and I can't wait to see people do this because people are gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
Would you do it?
No.
3 miles, like,
Not with
it
these
doesn't
flat feet,
seem
baby.
that fast, like, you could probably do, but, like, you have to remember this is, like, a 2-hour movie, like, that's 2 hours of you walking.
Yeah. You know why I don't want to do it? Because I don't want to get escorted out 15 minutes into the movie and then have James call me and tell me that I needed to walk more before I went to the movie. So that's for you,
Oh,
baby.
jeez.
No, but jokes aside, no, I probably wouldn't do that. If I'm gonna pay do people pay to do this? I assume these were
I
people that
think
were
so.
given. People pay to do this?
I think you're paying to do it or you get a ticket or something. Like, there's effort involved, they don't just let you walk in.
But so if you pay to see this movie and you crap out 3 minutes in by mistake, you just paid to like do nothing.
I guess so.
I wonder if they gave people like for the marketing sake, like it was a limited thing and they gave people like free entry into it. But the movie itself,
Oh my
like,
God, there's actual footage of people doing it.
yeah.
I heard them doing this, but I didn't know like it actually took place. And they had everybody in the theater wear long walk shirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is wild. I didn't know there was footage of it.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people would agree with me that the Green Mile, from a filmmaking appreciation standpoint, is probably Stephen King's like the strongest adaptation of a Stephen King novel. This might be the next one. You know, there's obviously some misses along the way that are still fun, like Christine, Cujo, Pet Cemetery, and that sort of stuff. But he has a lot of really good books. Of course, he's been writing for about since Wuthering Heights came out. I think the mid 1800s, Stephen King started writing novels. But he's got a good one here because it's getting a lot of buzz, and it seems like it's gonna be really heavy and dramatic and sad. And you're gonna see those scenes where someone, that's sort of like in Squid Game, when an older person or an injured person or a pregnant person is like struggling and the rest of the crew is trying to like help them along. We're going to get a lot of that in this movie. And I wonder what the ultimate message of it is going to be. I have not read The Long Walk.
I haven't. I saw a clip of it though, where they had a kid gets a cramp and the one like main character goes to try to help him. And he's like, "Hey, keep it up, man. Keep it up." And he's like, I'm trying. He's like, "Here, lean on me, but we got to keep up the pace." And the guy's like, I can't. And then he falls to the ground and a person comes up to him and he's like, "Please don't do this." And they just straight up shoot him in the head.
Oh, so they spoiled that?
Yeah.
So it's about a dystopian society. And I know I've been telling you, like, I don't need
It's a
to see that
contest,
stuff.
right?
Yeah. So it's an annual event in a totalitarian America where 100 teenage boys participate in a grueling walking contest, and the walkers must maintain a pace of 4 miles per hour. I think this is from the book. And receive 3 warnings for falling behind before being shot dead by soldiers. And it goes until only one remains. So it's not going to be a happy tale. There's going to be probably a pretty sad ending to this. But it's probably going to be a pretty powerful message, is what I'm gathering. So I think the book came out in 1979. That was a pretty bleak time.
I think it was
America,
a response to Vietnam, is what Stephen King had said.
That makes perfect sense. Yep.
Like it was like you're forcing these kids to walk through the jungle and stuff, and if they don't do it, they get shot. Like that was the kind of comparison, metaphor, whatever, is that it was Vietnam.
It's sad that, 50 years later, we're asking similar questions in a different way. But this looks like this could potentially be an award type of movie. I already saw it has 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. It comes out on the
9/12.
Yeah. So it comes out this Friday. I don't know if I'm going to go to the theaters because I typically don't see sad movies or movies that make me upset in theaters. That's like, you got to be at home for that.
Yeah. I want to cry in private. I learned my lesson from Toy Story.
But I could see myself watching this, being haunted by it, and thinking about it for a long time. That's what these types of movies do to me. And I probably won't watch it again. It's like one of those.
Yeah, one and done. Yeah.
Like The Substance, completely different movie. I only watched it once, and I think about it all the time. It's crazy.
Why?
It's just like, I think with that, it's same thing with The Fly. It's like seeing the slow destruction of someone and nothing can be done about it is so disturbing to me.
It is.
And then you think about it in life and like,
no one steps in.
Yeah. So it just, I don't know. I think this movie is going to be pretty special. I'll see it, but probably not in the theaters. But it looks very thought-provoking and deep. And you got to be you're not watching this movie on a Sunday night type of thing.
No, you're not.
No.
But let's go into what we are watching.
Let's do it.
We can never leave the house and would just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
Go on, we shall. Tina Fey. Oh, by the way, did you hear like SNL fired everybody? You know, they're getting like a new cast. Did you see that?
They a couple people left, and then they fired a couple people. And then the two of the people that I saw that they brought on were TikTok stars. Like, were TikTok comedians.
No, come on.
Gen Z people, yeah. Although one of the girls, it is really funny. There's a video of her, and she comes in, and I'd never heard of her before. And someone shared a picture of this video. And she comes into the apartment, and she has like leggings or some type of exercise pants with gym exercise pants or leggings.
No, before that. Yeah, what was that?
Shut up. Leggings.
Leggings?
And gym shorts over them. So like really ridiculous. Okay. And then these huge guy shoes. like size 12, 14 huge guy shoes. And like the camera person, I have to give them credit because they're like doing the office cut between people, where they're doing like this between the guy on the couch and her. So she walks in and she goes, "Hey," and he cuts to the guy on the couch and he's like, "Are you wearing my shoes?" And she goes, "Yeah, I decided to walk a mile in your shoes." And he goes, "You decided to walk in my shoes?" And then it cuts to her in New York and she's doing this like ridiculous walk.
Oh my God.
And he cuts back to them and she's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to really, take this as my apology. I'm really sorry I walked in your shoes." And the guy's like, "Okay." She's like, "It's really hard to be, a white guy. You get offered for jobs and then you're like, don't touch that.
Please.
Don't touch that." And then she goes, and then you're like, "Can I touch that? I can't touch it. Should I masturbate right now?" And she just burst out laughing because she couldn't keep it anymore of the straight face. And the guy on the couch is just like, and you could hear the guy behind the camera going, but the cut. My humor is "Hey, what's up? Are you wearing my shoes?" "Yeah." "Did you just walk around in my shoes?" "Yeah." And then it cuts to her on the street walking from far away, like behind a tree, like Office style. You know what I'm talking about?
What's her name?
Oh my gosh. I have to look it up. Let me look it up while you're talking about what you were watching. But I'll send you the clip. It is so ridiculous. But she was one of the people I got brought into SNL. So I would just say that I think there were a couple people that they chose not to bring back for whatever reason. I believe Heidi Gardner is not coming back. The person that burst out laughing during the Beavis and Butthead skit. She was there for like 8 years or 8 seasons or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, here it is. I found it. So her name is Veronica Slowakowska. So I saw a couple other things from her, and she definitely has like a very kind of weird, awkward sense of humor. But this shoe one just like totally killed me. I just sent it to you. You can watch that later.
Oh,
but
well, that's cool because it looks like she actually did like improv comedy.
Oh, she's a very big comedian, I guess.
So it's not just someone who got popular on TikTok and SNL's like, that's what we're doing now. That makes me feel a little better.
I would say she got popular amongst Gen Z and social media, though, like on TikTok. But that's her only thing. Yeah,
she has chops, and she actually like has put effort in. She's not trying to like just get famous and without any talent or skill development or
Yeah, she really reminds me of Kate McKinnon, like early Kate, like right when Kate was getting started, and she had that like kind of quirky, awkward little tiny girl humor,
You know who was my SNL girl? My like the one that made me laugh the hardest? Sherry O'Terry.
You love Sherry O'Terry.
She was so damn funny. I just saw her pop up on Instagram. I'm like, I gotta follow Sherry O'Terry because she always made me laugh. All right, we got to get into what we're watching though, huh?
Yes.
Because it probably ain't SNL. But I went through it, Lacey. I caught up.
You did a lot.
Yeah. So I watched. We'll start with this one because what a bag of shit this movie was. I watched.
Just really going for it.
I'm dating myself here because I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer in the theaters back in 97 or 98. I think I probably had to get like one of those permission slips for being under 17. But I love that movie. I thought it was great. It was a year after Scream came out.
It was original.
Slashers were becoming huge, teen slashers again. Then they did that sequel with Brandy. It wasn't that good. I think Jack Black's in it. And then here we go, 20 plus years later, it's time for Legacy sequel, I Know What You Did Last Summer style. And holy shit, Lacey, what a crappy movie this was.
I heard that from a couple people, actually.
I thought it was bad. Like, they got the girl from, like, that gorgeous girl from the second Knives Out who's in, like, Outer Banks.
Madison, really I think is her name.
Yeah. Maybe not the best actor in the world, but that's fine for horror movies, I guess. But I watched this movie and I was like, all right, like it's going to be like these Scream sequels where it's like, you know, you watch for the kills and you're like, who is it? And you go through the ride. By the time you get to the end of this movie, you're like, wow. It made Scream 3 feel like The Godfather Part 2. It just... I'm telling you right now, I don't know how Jennifer Love Hewitt, but I don't know how Freddie Prinze Jr. came back for this. It's
money.
I hope they paid him a lot because holy cow, they just ruined everything. Anyway, I also watched a reboot, The Naked Gun. I know this got buzz for being good. I'm really pissed off at Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson for lying to me.
They
I
played
believed
the game.
in that love. I believed in that. And now I'm never going to believe anybody ever again. So thank you, Qui-Gon. I'm glad Darth Maul killed you.
I mean, it's no different than what Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney did for their movie.
That's fine. But I really did believe this one. I wanted to believe it really bad. And we talked about it on the pod. We thought that was real. But anyway, The Naked Gun, it's funny. Know what you're getting into. It definitely is of the same style as Naked Gun, that literal humor. And Liam Neeson is really good. Pam's really good. So if you want just like a fun, turn your brain off, laugh, maybe take an edible and do it, you're going to have a good time. Naked Gun was fun. And it's quick, breezy. It was a good time. South Park I've been watching. I'm loving the annihilation of Trump on there. They're basically replacing Saddam Hussein with him.
Yep.
And they brought Tally back. So that was great. And anytime Randy Marsh is featured, it's a good time.
I'm going to town. Going to see Washington.
I have no idea what's going on right now. I watched F1. We talked about it on TRB because the cinematographer is going to be doing the next Star Wars movie, Starfighter. Really good movie. It definitely feels, Joseph Kosinski directed it. He directed Top Gun Maverick. He seemed to figure out the formula for how to do big, huge action movies in the modern world where it's not too over the top or too ridiculous or too cliche. It has heart. It has a story. The characters are all developed, but it's high octane action. And that's exactly what Top Gun Maverick did. So Kosinski is the guy. If you want an action movie that actually has substance, I mean, he's probably declining stuff left and right at this point. Aaron Kruger involved with the writing with Top Gun Maverick. I believe Aaron Kruger is also going to be writing Top Gun 3. And I assume Kosinski's coming back for that. But this was really good. Like Brad Pitt brought it, the full cast, so good. And I'm not a big F1 fan at all, and I still was all in on this movie. So I highly recommend F1. It's a hell of a fun ride. You'll feel like you're racing at times. It's just a really good story. And it has romance too, Lacey. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's what I've been watching.
Nice. So I actually watched stuff this week. I've been trying very hard to watch new things every week for you guys. I watched first Fit for TV, The Reality of the Biggest Loser, which is a series on Netflix. It follows the people that worked on The Biggest Loser from when it started to now, executive producers, how they got the idea, who was involved, contestants. The big shocker in the trailer is the guy that won one season. I believe his name was David. And then he shows up and he's probably 3 times the size he was when he did the show. and time again, they say that people go on these shows, they get so obsessed with winning that they don't do it healthily, and then they end up defaulting back to what they were before the show because they haven't put in good kind of habits and exercise and etc. because they were just
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
win. It was very interesting that the doctor of The Biggest Loser was the doctor for the OJ trial. He was also the doctor for like a lot of famous people like not Julia Roberts, for a bunch of other famous people, that it was like very caught off guard, but he seemed to be like the voice of reason when it came to like, hey, don't do this, because I think his name was on the line. And he claimed that the show would hide stuff from them, like challenges, and then Jillian Michaels was giving people caffeine pills and like a bunch of different
Really?
things.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you had the male coach on there. Jillian Michaels did not do it. She declined to be a part of it. He recently had a heart attack, from my understanding, is what he said on the show. So it was just like a proof of like, hey, you could be the healthiest person, but if you don't take the initiative to stay healthy, things can happen to you. It happened when he was in the gym. And he said on the show, which was, I think, one of the biggest shockers for me, is he said after that happened and he almost died, he was dead for 9 minutes on the gym floor before a doctor ran over and like gave him CPR.
9 minutes? Isn't that brain damage?
9, yeah, I guess not. He was seemingly fine, but
Hmm.
that's an ode to him being so healthy. I think he bounced back quicker than most people. But
Unless he wasn't all that bright to begin with.
maybe, I don't know, he seems pretty smart. He's a business guy, whatever. But he was dead for 9 minutes, and he said everybody reached out to him. They showed a clip of like Andy Cohen hugging him on his show and stuff.
Hmm.
And Jillian Michaels never reached out to him. Never
Hmm.
asked him if he was he's like, so I have a issue with that. But it was just kind of sad to see these people go on this show as like a last attempt to get healthy or change their lives or save their marriage or et cetera, et cetera. And then these kind of TV executives basically either sabotaged them or treated them poorly, or they played a role on the show,
Yeah.
or
That's
so
like
it
celebrity
was
rehab,
crazy.
right?
Yeah. It was
A lot of those people end up dying anyway.
yeah,
Sad.
it was pretty sad at moments. There were definitely good moments that you're like, yay, way to go. But then it was
Yeah.
just, it was interesting to see a show that started off with such good intentions, help people, and then it ballooned in popularity. And then that's when things got crazy. That's when they started
Yeah.
doing caffeine pills, forcing them, berating them, doing all these things because it got so popular. They had to deliver to the network, to corporate partners, to
Right.
sponsorships, etc. It's just wild, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to bring that show back in the next coming years, because it's been long enough that I think people forgot about it, that I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to bring it back, because they canceled it a while ago because it got such backlash from like contestants and stuff. But
Yeah.
those things are always so interesting to me, especially on the production side of when you hear how shows happened or what they came about and what they went
Oh
through.
yeah,
And
me
then
too.
I said I like that one show where it's like basically mock of that, where the girl's a producer and she's on like a bachelor type show, and I forget, Unreal. It's a great scripted series. The other thing I watched was a movie. So I did one TV show, one movie. I watched The Thursday Murder Club, which is also Netflix. It was directed by Chris Columbus, our buddy, Chris Columbus. And it has Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, as well as David Tennant and Tom Ellis for
Oh, okay. I
Lucifer.
was eyeing this. Yeah.
Um, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. Was it the best movie I've ever seen? No. I think the acting was really good. They obviously have a really great cast.
Yeah.
Um, it was shot so well. Like, it's done by Amblin, so it has a very Amblin feel to it. A lot of big sweeping jib shots, moving camera. It's bright, it's colorful, it's warm. A lot of push shots when someone realizes something. Like, it feels very Steven Spielberg,
A
and it's
Chris
shot by
Columbus movie.
right.
Yeah.
So when it started off, I didn't realize it was his movie. I just put it on because it had Pierce Brosnan, and I like Pierce Brosnan. So I turned it on, I'm watching it, and I'm noticing all these kind of sweeping jib shots and like pushes and like really like thought out shots, and I was like, this feels very warm, like Doubtfire, like, and then I was like, oh my god, it's the guy that did that. That's why. So like he has a certain vibe, and he brought that to this. So if you like kind of something that's a fun mystery, murder mystery type movie, this is that. And it's not too like gory or anything. It's PG-13, so it's not going to
Oh,
get too
okay.
crazy. But yeah, it's a good one. The funny thing about it though is Pierce Brosnan is trying to play like an elderly guy in a nursing home type scenario. Copper's Chase is like the nursing home. He's not that old. I've seen him do like mob shows recently. Like I know what he's capable of. So you can really see him put it on in this. Like he's like limping a little bit and being like,
Okay.
"Oh, what?" And I'm like, "You're not that old," but he's playing the part. But
He's
man,
72?
he looks good. That guy's
Yeah.
aging well. Yes.
You like old men?
I like Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. Pierce Brosnan or Harrison Ford?
Oh, that's tough. Are we talking like now or younger?
Well, let's say Pierce Brosnan and Harrison Ford, 72 years old. So Pierce Brosnan now, Harrison Ford, Force Awakens era.
Pierce Brosnan.
Because I feel like Harrison Ford's like getting a little frail now.
Younger, I would take Harrison. Heartbeat. We're
Hmm.
talking like prime 30s, 40s Harrison.
More of a rugged guy. Pierce Brosnan's like the clean, polished guy.
But he plays a rugged guy in this. He plays like a union, like carpenter
he's
type.
probably a tough dude from Ireland. I don't know what part of Ireland, but
I almost named Archer Pierce. It was on the list. It was one of the top names. It was right there. But we picked Archer instead.
Well, maybe your next child you can name Pierce. So there you go.
I'm done with kids, but thank you. That's so kind of you to think. This is it. But yeah, no, every time I see him, I just think of that because we were so kind of like it was one or the other. Those are the two names we were in between.
Oh yeah, because Matt likes Bond. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So he picked a character that's basically Bond, Archer.
All right.
The cartoon Archer.
Oh, that's why it is? Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
He loves the show Archer, so that's where he got the name from.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So it's funny because people will be like, "Oh, I love that name. Where'd you get it from?" I'm like, "You know the cartoon where they say incredibly inappropriate things? That's the show."
You know that TV show Archer? Oh.
He loves Archer, and you can't get, I guess, like the last season of Archer on DVD or anything. Like they didn't produce it, so Matt has like all the seasons except like the last one, and he's like, "I just want the last season." Like can't get it.
Now, you know what would be really cool if Arch became like one of those like archers in the Olympics? Because then they'd be like, his name is Archer. He's gonna win the gold medal. Like,
You know what's really funny? I think Archie, and I don't want to put this on him because I don't like when parents do this, but I just have a vibe from the way he acts and throws things, and I think he's going to be a sportsy guy,
all right,
which
rock
is
and roll.
outside the skill set of Madam myself. Like he's just very much like running around, climbing stuff, throwing stuff. Very different from Daisy, who's very imaginative and likes to create stories and like come up with
Yeah.
ideas and pretend. Like she has full conversations with her stuffed animals about like all this different stuff.
Paper
And I'll
towel.
be sure, and I'll be like, "Hey, what are you saying?" And she's like, "Oh, don't mind me. I'm just pretending." Like that's what she says to me. Just don't mind me. And I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Did you watch anything else? That's it, right? Yeah.
That's it. Those two things. I'm
All right.
looking forward to watching The Paper this week. That's the thing I'm really excited for.
Yes. And then for patrons of TRB, we will be putting up a poll with our list of picks for our next watch along. So be sure to vote there. And again, if you haven't joined yet and you've been thinking about joining, fall is definitely a good time. Things heat up in terms of movies, TV, and pop culture. Star Wars is starting to heat up. So if you've been thinking about joining our Patreon, I think now's a really good time. So thank you all who have. I want to give a special shout out to our movie star generals and the Silver Screen Spice Runners. And the generals are Carmelo, John Risi, Jetta Rosewater, Frank Grande, Chris Morales, Mike Ramori, Brendan McLaughlin, Sneaky Zebra, Dave Hornack, Colin Cormier, Stephen Garrow, and Darth Snips. And the Spice Runners, David Probus, Neil Shah, Kendall Gelner, Andrew Staley, Jeremy Myers, the Fort Worthian, and Brian Smith. And however you support us, thank you all so much for listening, watching, and getting nerdy with us, because Mondays are for the nerds, and we like having fun with all of you. Lacey, where can people hit you up to talk about? We talked about a lot. I feel
We did.
We
talked
load
about
up
so much.
nerdy and nice. What do we talk about today?
Everything.
Too many things. Where can they
If
talk
you
to
want to talk to me about Glenn Powell or mocking the Wuthering Heights trailer, you can find me at Lacey Gilleran on social media, at It's Lacey Gilleran on TikTok, but mostly on TRB and on Nerdy and Nice. That's where I'm probably most active.
Indeed. And for me, Johnny Hoey on Blue Sky and X. You could talk to me about how, thanks to Chad Powers, for a very brief moment in time, I'm better looking than Glenn Powell. So we're going to put that on the resume.
You're such an idiot. Have you been holding that the whole show?
No, it just popped into my head.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't.
At the top of
usually-
your
I have a hard
notes, you're
time-
like,
I have a hard time hanging on to things. If I had been hanging on to that, I would have done it at the top.
you would have.
But that's it. Yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode. So I hope everyone has a great week. Enjoy your trips to the movies or your TV, and enjoy all these things we've been talking about. And for my DC fans, it's here. It's our time. It's our time. Star Wars fans, Thursday, another episode of TRB coming with you, as always. But that's it. So until next time, we'll see you around, kids.